Hello folks, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. I decided I'm going to, well, first I'm going to zoom out a bit. Yeah, I decided to do a knitting video. Excuse me. Anyways, I got up this morning and decided I wanted to work on a, there I go again, trying to say curtain. I wanted to work on this scarf. It's a scarf. I got this yarn from the thrift store, and I bought all that they had of this particular type of yarn, and at 50 cents a ball. It was really a steal, and it's called Fancy Fur. A fun fur yarn bursting with kernels of color. Yeah. And so as you can see, there's this color, which is like, yeah, green. And then there was just one ball of this. And then there was, just give me a second here. I've got them in a bag beside me. Three of this. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so and so I asked my daughter, I asked Wolfie, what do you think? Should I make a scarf out of all of it? And she's like, yeah. So what I did was, because I've only got one ball of this, one skein of this, and three of the other, what I did was I took this and I divided it into two smaller balls. So it's the starting and the ending, and then the black is going to be in the middle of the scarf. That's how I like to do my scarves. When I've got two different types like this. So I don't know if you'll be able to keep up with me, because I know I'm pretty quick at knitting. It's just the basic stitch. As I very rarely make something with the purl stitch, but they're the only two stitches that I like to do. The knit stitch is the number one. Like, if I'm knitting something, that's the stitch that I always use. That's why I just do basic stuff with knitting. Like, I knit dishcloths, I knit scarves, I knit afghans. I'll also knit bags of varying sizes. Like, I've got double pointed needles that I use for knitting, and like I can make some pretty small bags. They're like a little tiny pouch on a strap that, well, not really a strap, but on a cord that that you can have around your neck, and like you can store your keys, store money, yeah, that kind of stuff in it. You can even use it to store, yeah, keys and money. Yeah, and I've used them in the past of that size. But yeah, the most common things that I make are dishcloths and scarves, because they don't require all that much yarn. And this is going to be a really cool looking scarf when it's done. And of course, like usual, I just make things for the sake of making them most of the time. It's like, ooh, I see yarn for like really super cheap at the thrift store, and it's like, ooh, I could make something with that. And yeah, I'll buy the yarn and I will make something with it. And then it's like, okay, what do I do with it now? What do I do with the finished product? In the past, I've held on to a lot of it. I've actually, last year I took a whole bunch of, I had like 2 storage totes full of, I think it was 2, completed Afghans and scarves that I ended up taking to the thrift store. Yeah, took them to the thrift store and said, here you go. Yeah. Sometimes I actually make something for a specific person. And when it's completed, I give it to them. Yeah. There was one winter, one Christmas, what I did was, this was in my hometown. There was this store that called the Red Apple. It's like you can get all kinds of really cool stuff for really cheap prices. And they had a clearance on for these coffee mugs, plain white ceramic coffee mugs. I think they were like 50 cents each. I bought 2 boxes full because I thought, well, this would make a great project for Wolfie and I. So yeah, this was back before I got married. So yeah, this is like 20 years ago. Wolfie was little. And I thought, well, we could see about getting some paints and some sealer, and we could paint these coffee cups, these coffee mugs, and then seal it so that the paint doesn't like chip off and whatnot. And then I could put like little things inside the cup, like dishcloths that I've knitted, and a few other things, and give them as gifts, as Christmas presents. Well, we never got around to getting the paints to paint them, so I just gave them coffee mugs as they were, with dishcloths inside them, and as Christmas presents. So yeah, you know, it's the thought that counts, right? And it would have been cool if Wolfie and I had painted them. Like, it was more for Wolfie, for something for Wolfie to do, because she loves to paint and draw, and I thought it would be awesome. And people would have liked the coffee mugs even more because they'd be a Wolfie original. Yeah. Now there's supposed to be like a yard sale next weekend here. So that people here in the campground and then the cabins can like get rid of some stuff like spring cleaning, and like if you do crafts like Wolfie paints, if you write on them like made in Canada, then tourists would be more likely to buy them. Oh yeah, I was traveling in Canada and I brought you this gift. See, it's made in Canada. It's a Canadian original. From Canadian locals. Yeah. And no, they don't all live in igloos. Yeah. Yeah, there are some Americans that actually believe that Canadians live in igloos. And we get around by dog sled. Not too many actually believe that nowadays, but that's like back. My dad told me that story when I was little, when I was younger. And he was like, yeah, can you believe how gullible they are? Is like, yeah, not anymore. It's like, that's what Google is good for. Just, yeah. But yeah, a long time ago, a lot of Americans thought they believed that Canadians lived in igloos, that all Canadians lived in igloos, because we're further north, right? Closer to the North Pole, so it's got to be colder up there, and must be snow all year round, and we live in igloos, and we get around by a dog sled. Yeah. The things that people believe. Like, bloody ridiculous sometimes. I'm not judging. I'm not judging because I've been down that road. I believed some pretty dumb stuff in my time, but then learned the truth, and it's like, yeah, I've learned to be more vigilant, and if it's, whether it's believable or not sure if you should believe it, I double check. I like to double check nowadays, because maybe the person giving you the information assumed that the information was correct themselves and didn't check for themselves. So yeah, my ex-husband used to do that to me. I would tell him something, and he'd research it, and like, he wouldn't believe me until he had proof from another source that what I was saying was true. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, I was right. But see, that's just the way that he is. Because, well, he's, as far as I know, he's still alive. As far as I know, he survived prison and is out. And when we were communicating while he was in prison, he said he was going to be moving to a commune. Some other inmates were going to, when they got out, they were going to start up a commune for ex-convicts. Yeah, they were gonna and try to be as self-sustaining as possible. So I hope they were able to accomplish that, because my ex-husband, he's a baker. He's got his journeyman certificate as a baker, so he's pretty good as a baker. Honestly, he is. I will admit that, yeah, his baking is pretty good. But yeah, and he talked about going and living on this commune and being the baker, making the bread and pastries and desserts, and yeah. So I'm hoping that he got the help that he needed, and is still getting the help that he needs, so he doesn't reoffend and end up back in prison. And because because I guess it's because, well, at the end of the day, he is still a pretty good baker. He's got that going for him. But yeah, I can't remember. I actually now cannot remember why I brought him up. Oh yeah, research. Yeah, he did that all the time. Like, and it's because he's book smart, not real world smart. That's right, because he preferred getting all of his knowledge, all of his information from books, because if it's written down, then it's got to be true, right? But he wouldn't just believe like one source. He would research it and check other sources as well to confirm that the information that he's being told is actually accurate and correct. And it's pretty sad that you can't just open a book and automatically believe what's written in it because it was written by a professional, or it's on paper, it's in a book, so it's got to be true. That's like, don't believe everything you see on YouTube, don't believe everything you see on the internet, don't believe everything you see on TV, because, well, there's TV shows, and TV shows are, the majority of them are make-believe, made up, fictional, or fantasy, all that kind of stuff. Like, and with the way AI is nowadays, ChatGPT, and there's Grok, And the stuff that you can do, that you can actually, there's so much stuff that you can do nowadays that's like you basically nowadays you take everything that you see on a screen with a grain of salt, unless you know and trust the source of the source of the information that you get. As long as you trust the source, then okay. Like the YouTubers that I watch, when it comes to legal stuff, the YouTubers that I watch, I believe them because these particular individuals, they do the research. They take the time out of their busy schedules and they do the research. They look and they research, and if they still have questions and doubts themselves, they find professionals in the field and ask them. Like, for example, this one YouTuber, The Expert, he was looking at some legal documents to do with my favorite YouTube channel, the What the Hales, the legal stuff that they're going through. And, well, The Expert is a former attorney. He was an attorney. He didn't like what he was doing, so he quit. And now he's like a full-time YouTuber. Well, he was looking over the information and he was questioning some of it. So he actually, one of his subs is a current attorney. She doesn't actually do this type of lawsuit stuff, but she has been on his channel a few times now, and they've discussed the lawsuits in their personal opinions, and it's like, well, based on their knowledge and experiences in the legal system, these are their beliefs and how they feel about the case, the legal stuff, the documents, and all that stuff. So yeah, they're not saying this is 100% true, because you got to believe me because I used to be an attorney, that kind of stuff. No, they're like, this is what I believe, this is how I feel, you can take it or leave it, but either way it makes for great entertainment if you're into that kind of stuff. And I am totally into that kind of stuff. I like listening to them discuss and interpret in their own ways what they believe is going on with the case and what is meant with the legal documentations and all of that stuff. And I know there's some of you that are like sitting here listening to me talk about it, and like your eyes, you can't help it, but your eyes are starting to cross and your brain is starting to fall asleep. I'm sorry. But like I said, this is my beliefs, my feelings on the legal stuff. I enjoy watching and listening to that kind of stuff. Like, I took law in school, in high school. I know a little bit of the law. There's absolutely no way that I could walk into a courtroom and like I could represent myself in court pro se, which means myself, I think. Pro se means you are your own lawyer. Basically, you're representing yourself. I would rather have an attorney on my side to help defend me, because then I could sit and discuss things with the attorney to know exactly where I stand in a legal case. And anyways, check out my knitting so far. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's a little on the thick side, which is fine, but it looks really cool. I like it. I'm glad I got this yarn. And I don't have any larger knitting needles, like thicker. Like this is a circular, this is called a circular knitting needle. These ones are best for people with arthritis and carpal tunnel because it keeps the weight centered and it's not gonna pull the project off to one side or the other, which causes strain on your hands by having it centered. Right? Yeah. And I'm almost done this color. Haha. Of course, it doesn't take that long because they're not very big balls. Let's see here. Yeah, you can tell from this that it's not a very big. It's old, made in Turkey. Oh, this pattern is called Spring Garden. I'm looking for the they usually tell you how much there is, but I guess okay, so I'm looking at the pattern inside here, and it just says one ball. Like for this pattern, it's a 1 hour knit scarf. This pattern here is a 1 hour knit scarf, and it's basically like what I'm doing, only it's skinnier because it only requires one ball, whereas this is wider because that pattern you cast on 7 stitches, so you have 8 stitches to a row. Yeah, well, this is like 20 stitches approximately. I tried counting. I got about, I counted 20, but I could be like 1 off. I'm pretty sure I might be 1 off. But it's going to be pretty cool when it's done. And it's not going to take me very long to do. I could have this done in a day if that's the only thing I focus on in that day. I'm just going to quickly finish off my little bit of coffee here. There we go. It was like room temperature, so it was still barely drinkable. So there's this one YouTuber. Normally I see him like he's on Friday Night Live, which is a live stream that's every Friday night hosted by The Expert. And this guy, he goes by Valhalla. He has his own channel called Valhalla Awaits, and he's a good friend of The Expert's. Yeah, he's good friends with The Expert. Well, Valhalla's got goats, and he recently started doing a live baby goat cam. He's got a webcam mounted in this barn where he's got 2 female goats and they each have a kid. And yeah, just under 12 hours the live stream ends, and then a minute or 2 later it starts up again. So it's practically 24/7. And yeah, I finally gave in and I've been watching the live stream. I've had it going for over 12 hours, that's for sure. Yeah, so, and I've got it the big screen, full screen on my laptop, and it's cute. The baby goats running around. playing, and then the mama goats, and periodically Valhalla or his wife Valkyrie will show up on camera to feed them and check on them and make sure things are going good. Although when I go live, when I do a live stream, yeah, I'll have my live stream on screen on my laptop. Excuse me. So last week I ordered a weed eater from Amazon, and mentioned it in a previous video. I was originally going to order a lawnmower, and well, I did order it, and then I canceled the order because this weed eater would be better, because I don't have a very big lawn, right? So, and it's battery operated. It's not electrical, and an electric lawnmower I would have issues, because for one, the lawnmower does not come with a power cord, so I would have to get a power cord. Yeah, I would probably blow the breaker, pop the breaker in here, having it plugged in and using it. So battery operated would be weed eater is better. So I ordered this weed eater, and it said it would be it'll be here on the 25th, which is this coming Friday. Awesome. Well, because of the credit from playing games, it ended up only costing me like $12 and change. Well, I decided, what the heck, I'll check Canada Post this morning, and well, I have a package waiting for me at the post office. It arrived early, so I'm gonna see about borrowing my dad's truck tomorrow. I was planning on doing it anyways, seeing about borrowing the truck so that Wolfie and I can cash in our empties, go to the library, get all of her paperwork done, and go to the store and get some more water, and we need milk and ketchup, because yeah, we go through a lot of ketchup, and she loves her cereal, and I periodically have cereal, and then she drinks a lot of water. So yeah, and we got to get that paperwork done. The sooner the better. The sooner her paperwork is in and processed, and she gets a check, and we can get her medication, and then she's not having to rely on we're not having to rely on my medication, because that'll screw up my medication, my prescriptions, and I don't want that. But she needs her medication. She needs to be medicated, or else she'd be miserable and crying all the time, and I don't need that, and stressed out and zombified. So yeah, I've got her on, yeah, I'm just glad that she takes the same antidepressants as me. Ooh, almost done I'm almost done this one. Almost done. Yay! And look at that. It's like only been a half hour that I've been working on this. Yep. And it is raining out. Oh dear, it is raining out. And I've got the door open. Yeah. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, yesterday, oh my goodness, what a day I had yesterday. For those of you who watch my live streams on the weekend, yeah, yesterday I did my live stream at my usual time, and Lorna joined in, That was awesome. And then I was actually only going to live stream for a little while and then have everybody go over and watch Star's live stream. But then Lorna's like, well, why don't I start up a live stream for after yours? I'm like, okay, then I'll join you on yours. And well, yeah, that happened. And we had fun until the end when Lorna suddenly got an email from a former YouTube friend. And I say former YouTube friend because this person was in a live stream with both of us. She was in a live stream of Lorna's when I was there, and we had lots of fun. We were having lots of fun. And I know I shouldn't do this, but I do this for joining yarn. But this stuff is very, very tricky. So I can get away with it with this. Because no one's really gonna, not really, see the knot. But now I've got this black and green. Anyways. Yes, that means I'm at the end of the green and gonna start on the black. And yes, this is, I have my little helpers folded over, so this is the back of the canvas of my little helpers. So the canvas, it's the front of the canvas is not gonna get anything on it, and it's big enough that I'm able to fold it over like this and keep it safe and protected. And I'll work on it some more. But yeah, so anyways, yesterday I finished my mandala for Katya from Carpe Diem Does Diamond Painting for her event, her DP Mashup event. I finished my mandala for that, and it looks really cool. And then I decided to do I was going to do some cross stitch for a while for the rest of the video, for Lorna's video, because I finished during her video. Yeah, but then it's like, well, I should finish this Santa because it's just sitting there staring at me day in and day out, and haven't touched it in a while. So then I pulled that down and I finished that too. And then I decided I think I might have done a little bit more cross stitch, and then decided to work on my little helpers some more. So I pulled that out and started working on that a little bit. But yeah, I finished 2 canvases and kitted them both down as well on video yesterday. And between my live stream and Lorna's live stream, it was like, what, 8 hours? Almost. I was live for like 2.5 hours, and she was alive for like 5-something hours. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, we all day. For her, that's all night. Yeah, but we had a great time. Yeah, and Jill actually showed up. That was fun. And we did have another diamond painter, this lovely lady named Joan, that also lives in Canada. She just recently started diamond painting, and she was working on the cute kitty cat, cute kitty cat diamond painting. And yeah, she lives in Canada. She actually lives not too far from me, because she's just one province over, so she's only a few hours drive from me, which is awesome. I don't know exactly where in Alberta that she lives. It doesn't really matter. It's still just a few hours drive from here. Yeah. Because it's just one province over. And so it doesn't take that long. It's like a day's drive. Yeah. yeah, so she was working on a really cute kitty cat diamond painting, and Lorna was working on her Dreamcatcher wolf. It's coming along really nicely. She's almost done that, and it does look really nice. And Jill, she was not diamond painting. She was there and socializing and sharing, showing off all of her kitty cats. A crazy woman's got 13 cats now. 13. She's got a baker's dozen of cats and a puppy dog. And you know me, it doesn't matter the age of the dog, I still call it a puppy. Because, yeah, every dog is a puppy at heart. Whether they're able to actually run and frolic and play or not. Yeah, they're all a puppy at heart. Just like every cat is a kitten at heart. Given the right circumstances, they'll still play. Yeah, they'll still play. But, yeah. All those kitty cats and the puppy dog and Tom. Yeah. So yeah, I had a really fun day yesterday. I accomplished a lot. That's for darn sure. Yeah. Now it's just a matter of I'm gonna seal them and put them away and figure something out to do with them. Yeah. Well, I should seal this. Should definitely seal them first because the tack is not that great on either of them. Yeah. The goats are kind of lazy at the moment. They're all laying down. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what else to talk about. I'm super stoked that my weed eater is here early, which is good because that means that I can get to the lawn sooner, and it needs it. In some spots it needs it. My lawn is kind of patchy in some spots because like last year my parents brought over some boards and sheets of insulation, and we propped them up against the fence at the back, and which on a tarp so that they to keep them dry. We had them on a tarp, and the tarp wrapped around over top of them for when it rained, and well, unfortunately it killed the grass in that section of the yard, and it's kind of growing back. It's kind of mossy. It's like a bright green, kind of like this, yeah, in patches. Yeah, so the yard is patchy. Yeah. But apparently, yeah, I can't just use the weed eater and leave it. I have to get a rake. Yeah, gonna have to get a rake for to rake up the grass that's cut. Yeah. I'll look into that too. But yeah, in the meantime, one step at a time, one day at a time. That's all I can really do. When Wolfie starts getting her checks, then I'll be able to afford to start mailing out little packages of goodies to everybody. I've got one package so far for Star. I've got a package for Clint from Crafting with Love. working on a second one for him. I've got a small box to send to my friend in Colorado. I got a big one to send to her as well. It's the Carnival Dreams. I'm going to send it just as it is, seal up the box, because that's what's in the box, is just that one. Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna have to, I gotta get some small boxes. I gotta get a few small boxes and some bubble mailers from the post office. And if they don't have them at the post office, then I'll have to go to a stationery store and get what I need from them, so that I can start mailing these things out, because yeah, it would be nice to be able to get that stuff out of here and get them to where they gotta go, where I want them to go. Yeah. I'm also on the lookout for a bike trailer, because that'll make things so much easier. Then I won't have to like keep asking my dad to borrow his truck to just go downtown here. I can just like hook up the bike trailer to the bike, and then Wolfie and we can go for a walk, and I'll push the bike and use the bike trailer to haul stuff in. Then we can go to the post office, we can go to the grocery store, we can go to the food bank and the pharmacy, and not have to, yeah. Hell, we could even like get a couple of lawn chairs and stick them in the bike trailer, and then when we need to take a break, we can just pull those out, set them up, take a break. Actually, that's an awesome idea. That'd be an awesome idea. Just get a couple of basic lawn chairs. I'll ask my dad if he's got a couple of basic lawn chairs. And see about a bike trailer. Yeah, gotta find the bike trailer. I'm gonna post on Facebook Messenger, Facebook Marketplace. And, yeah. Because definitely need that. Because yes, the bike trailer will make things so much easier. And then also in the meantime, we can start putting money aside to go towards a vehicle. Once I have a vehicle, I can start driving, and I want to I want to see about doing deliveries for businesses in town here, because that's something that Wolfie and I could probably do together. I'll do the driving, she does the delivering. Pick up the orders, deliver them. Yeah. For some of the businesses in town here, that'd be awesome. Make some money doing that, hopefully. And then that money can go towards a trailer, a travel trailer for me. Yeah. A bigger trailer for me to live in. And hopefully by the time we've saved up enough money to buy one, there will be an empty spot available here. Because, yeah, they're bringing, yeah, the property manager did say that they're bringing in a brand new trailer that has never been lived in, and they're going to be parking it in spot number 4, which is the only available spot right now. And it's, yeah, they're going to be charging $1,600 a month rent. But see, that includes electricity, water, sewage, garbage, and Wi-Fi. Yeah. Yeah, that includes everything that I don't have to worry about. So basically, it covers everything except for propane and phone and cable. Yeah, if you want cable, you can get it yourself. Or just do what I do, watch YouTube. Yeah, so there. So yeah, this yarn, this is a really cool yarn. It's not the first time that I've worked with yarn similar to this, but the yarn that I've worked with in the past. So if you see, it's actually two. There's actually two, I guess you could call them strands. Two strands. In the past, I've worked with yarn like this strand, with the little bits that stick out. Yeah, so I've got scarves that are like that, and it's like I've got two really large scarves that I've made, and one in particular, I kid you not, it cost me $80 just in the yarn. Just in the yarn alone was $80. And so like I would have to charge like $100, $120 if I was gonna sell the scarf. Yeah, it would be a very expensive scarf because of the size, the cost of the yarn, and the amount of time and the cost of the hours that I spent making that damn thing. But I'm not selling it because I love that scarf. I love it. I still have it too. I still have both of my big scarves. I'm really glad I still have them because of how much time and money I put into both scarves. The other one's not as big, and it didn't cost as much. It was probably like $60 or $70 for the yarn for that one. But yeah, I love these kinds of scarves, as long as they don't bother my skin. Yeah, and thankfully they don't. Yeah, thankfully they don't bother my skin, which I am very glad of. So yeah, I might actually have this. I'll probably have this done, if not today, then definitely tomorrow, depending on how much I work on them. And I am able to do the basic knit stitch, which is this that I'm doing, without even looking. So I can sit and watch videos and actually watch them, not just listen and periodically look at them, which is what I spend most of my time doing, whether I'm crocheting or diamond painting or cross stitching. But knitting, yeah, I can sit and watch the whole thing. I very rarely actually have to look away from my knitting projects, and it's because I've been knitting for so long. I've been knitting for like 30 years, coming up to 30 years. Plus my mom originally taught me when I was really little. I stopped knitting because I forgot how to cast on. That's the only reason why I stopped knitting, was because when I was little, because I forgot how to cast on. And cast on basically just means the first row, how you do the first row. Yeah, that's cast on. And for those of you who are super curious, last night's dinner, it went off without a hitch after I scrubbed that frying pan. Oh my goodness. I scrubbed that frying pan, got it clean. And then while I was frying up the hamburger for dinner, I had Wolfie came in and she washed the rest of the dishes, so that by the time the hamburger was done cooking, the dishes were done. Yeah. And then she goes into the bedroom and she comes back out. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't drain the sink because I forgot about these dishes. Yeah. Yes, she eats in the bedroom. And she has a tendency of, at times, forgetting to bring her dishes back back into the kitchen. But it's usually like one, maybe two bowls. And because well, let's see, we've got 10 bowls actually. Got 4 of the black ones that go with the rest of the dishes, the set of dishes that I got. And then there's 4 that I got from the dollar store. And then there's 2 larger ones, one of which she uses, and then the really big one I use. Yeah, we prefer the 2 really big ones. Yeah, we do. We prefer the really big ones because they hold more, right? But last night she had to use one of the other bowls because, yeah, her big bowl was one of the ones that she brought in from the bedroom. Yeah. Alright, so let me finish this row, and then I want to show you something with this, because I know you remember when I tied a knot, when I joined the two yarns together, and I tied a knot, and then I trimmed the ends off, right? Can you see where they join? No. Because this type of yarn, you can get away with tying a knot. And I'm going like this, and I can't feel it. And that's because it's because of the type of yarn. Because of that, you cannot feel the knot. Yeah, you cannot feel the knot. But yeah, this stuff, it's so soft on the skin. It doesn't irritate my skin. Now, if I actually sat here and did this long enough, it would start to irritate my skin. A little bit longer, and yeah, it would start to irritate my skin. But yeah, it's also getting this a little dirty, but it's the back, so who cares, right? Who cares if the back gets a little dirty? The back of the canvas. Nobody sees the back of the canvas. Although with where I'm going to be hanging it, it's going to be over blinds, so yeah. Anyways, so look at that. That's so cute. And of course, it will stretch over time. It'll stretch. But yeah, it's so cute. I like this. It's gonna be my number 3. I do believe this is gonna be my number 3 favorite scarf. Oh crap. Went to grab a sip of my coffee and it's like, oh yeah, I'm all out. I gotta make more coffee. And I gotta close that door. It's still a little on the nipply it's a little on the nippy side. Sorry. Phrasing. Yeah, I know. Okay, anyways, so I hope you enjoy the video. You know, all the usual: like, subscribe, comment, share, please. I have 260 subs. I want to get up to 500, because with 500 I can start doing memberships. And it's super cheap, super cheap. There's only going to be 1 tier, and it's going to be like super cheap. But I'll be able to do like, there's a particular diamond painting canvas that my friend is wanting to send me. That is going to be a members only. She's just got to find it. And yeah, I got to ask her about that. Anyways, then I can also get some, I think I'll do like the scary, no, because Mushy does scary ones too. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Figure something else out for members only stuff also. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. So, until next time, bye!